Hello and welcome to another Mobi First tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be discussing the header widget. Now, a header, in case any of you are unfamiliar, when it comes to websites, a header is what's always at the top of a site. That's going to be any content or backgrounds that's at the top of a site. And you can put any links, any buttons, any text, and images and videos within a header, and that's always going to remain the first thing that the person sees when the website loads because it remains at the top. That's just how a header works. So you can see here, I've created some text and a button right down here at the bottom. And I've done that for demonstration purposes, and you'll see why in just a bit. So when you go ahead and add a widget, header is located here near the top. Once you create a header, you can add any of the content you want. So for example, if I want to make a nice background, you can choose from solid colors, even images, or even videos. So let's go ahead and make a nice image. You can choose anything from our global media library. This is full of thousands of pictures that you're able to use for free. Or you can upload from your own computer. You can drag and drop or browse to the file. Make sure to click upload if you're uploading it from your own computer. And once you upload and save that, you'll notice it has now created a nice bamboo border on the top here, and then followed by our text and button. You can put different text within this. So for example, if you wanted to do a title and a subtitle, let's go ahead and make this white just so that it matches the background a little bit better. And you can even adjust the different size and fonts right over here, and whether it's left, center, or right. You can add images and videos as well. Now this is different from the images and videos up here because this is just for the background. So if we go ahead and save this, we can add an image if we want. So there's our title and subtitle. If you want to add an image, let's go ahead and add something from our global media library. And it'll automatically create that image for you, and that's relative to the text. You can adjust that right over here, so whether it's above the text, below the text, or to the left or right on a desktop. And if you add more than one image, it'll automatically create an image slider. So for example, if we went ahead and created a second image, you can see that it automatically made the slider. It's going to slide between two images. You can adjust the settings for the slider right over here, whether it slides or fades, and then the time. You can even add a video by simply uploading a URL right here, and you can determine the frame that the video is in, such as if you want that YouTube video to look like it's in a MacBook Pro or a desktop computer, or the modal is when it pops out separately. You can add buttons. You can add buttons of pretty much any type, and that's gone over in the buttons tutorial. You can also adjust the space that it takes up right here and the animation styles. And for additional options, they're just like all the other widgets. You can require whether users be logged in or whether this is visible on mobile only or desktop only. So this is actually really useful for a header because, as you know, desktops have much bigger screens, so it's often worth it to make a different header for a desktop that'll actually display maybe with a better images or even different images completely. So what we can do is let's go ahead and just view this site just to see what this looks like on the different screens. So you can see on the larger screen, that bamboo actually is a bigger picture, so you can see more of that picture right here. Whereas on the smaller screen, it's a smaller picture. You can see less of it. So it still works for the small picture, but let's go ahead and give that bigger screen like a video instead, which works better on computers usually. So if you go ahead and view the site, you can see it is a much larger picture, and you can see the title and the image right there, or the link. Sorry. So if we go ahead and switch this to mobile only and save this. Now let's go ahead and create a new header for the desktop only. And let's go ahead and have a video for this one. So we're going to make a video for this background. And then we have to make sure to switch this to desktop only. So now you see, once we've saved this, nothing's changed on our small screen here because this is only the cell phone. But if we go to our actual main site and refresh this, you can see it now has that nice bamboo video background. And that's actually a really nice background. You can do a lot with that if you know what you're doing, because it actually flows pretty smoothly. And what I was talking about earlier when it comes to headers always being at the top, let's go ahead and go back to our main page here, and you can see normally when you arrange things in here, it actually rearranges the location when it comes to the content block right here with the text, and then the button is below that. If I went ahead and rearrange the button above the content block, you will now see the header is still always at the top, but now the button is above that. And no matter where you move that header to, it's always going to be at the top because that's what a header does. That's the nature of the header. So always keep that in mind. This is often going to be one of the first widgets you want to create because that's often the first thing that they see when the page loads. So that is how the header works.